On average, workers here in Northeast Indiana make less than 80% of what people across the country get paid. That is just one of several figures bearing witness to an unfortunate fact. Our area has spent the past decade and a half in economic decline. So how do we turn around these key statistics when we're playing from behind? Local leaders say part of the answer comes down to changing our attitudes.
We've just got to get past this trust that's held us back, mistrust that's held us back in the past.
For years, John Sampson, president of the Northeast Indiana Regional Partnership, says mistrust has suppressed economic growth in the state's northeast corner. Leaders of counties, cities, and schools have viewed one another with suspicion, competing with one another for jobs rather than collaborating to win them. For our area to experience a rebirth, he says that attitude has to end.
We've got to work together to amass the resources, the intellectual capacity, the creativity. It's not a half dozen leaders anymore. It's 6 dozen.
Since 2006, Sampson's group has been working to unite key leaders from Northeast Indiana's 10 counties. Local CEOs like Parkview Health's Mike Packnett are also part of that effort, insisting each local community will ultimately be healthier if it's on board with the partnership's work to promote Northeast Indiana as a region.
Because you look better. You have more universities, you can tout more different sites for the different companies that you can promote.
Packnett says he sees significant progress already.
The local economic development groups, that they are really looking out for each other. They're passing information back and forth. They get it.
But some say making the leap from losing to leading economically will take more than just a change of attitude among leaders. It'll also take everyday people embracing a new mindset.
There has to be a growing awareness that a future in Northeast Indiana cannot look like the past plus. We won't have the same kind of jobs we had, only more of them.
That means transitioning from a region anchored by traditional manufacturing to building a knowledge-based economy, nurturing key industries like defense, advanced manufacturing, and logistics.
Past we should be proud of, wonderful accomplishments, but the future will look different and markedly so, and we have to be okay with that.
That's why Packnett and other CEOs decided last year to form the Northeast Indiana Regional Chamber and to hire former state lawmaker Matt Bell to run it. For the first time ever, Northeast Indiana is lobbying the state and federal governments as a region, with Bell and his team pushing priorities aimed at building a better tomorrow, like more funding for IPFW and tax credits for expanding companies in our area's key industries.
As people are looking at us, they're seeing that we're acting like a region more and more.
Evidence, Packnett says, that Northeast Indiana has already started making the necessary attitude adjustments to secure a bright future.
Will everybody be on board with that? No. Will enough? Do we have that critical mass? I would say today we have that critical mass.
So when it comes to turning around our area's economy, attitude is important, but we also wanted leaders to weigh in with more concrete, tangible answers. So we asked them, beyond attitude, what single change could do the most to fuel a Northeast Indiana recovery?
We don't compete well when it comes to the high technology jobs, when it comes to developing doctorate programs or doing graduate research type activities, electrical engineering, computer science engineering, biomedical engineering.
Fort Wayne Allen County Economic Development Alliance President Andy Udris says that needs to change. Udris thinks Northeast Indiana could turn the corner quickly if it had cutting-edge PhD programs and research facilities, saying that would give companies a reason to move here and stay here because this is where the new technology would be created. However, IPFW Chancellor Dr. Michael Wartell disagrees.
I have never heard a business say, well, you don't have PhDs at that university. We won't come to that region.
Wartell says key Northeast Indiana industries like defense and logistics don't need a lot of PhDs. He says the more realistic key to a regional recovery is to nurture creativity and entrepreneurship, traditional strengths of our area, by filling the nearby Northeast Indiana Innovation Center and Innovation Park.
Think of us as almost like the Jefferson Point for entrepreneurs, all the boutique shops and services available for business owners, entrepreneurs, inventors who are looking to take their idea and bring it to the marketplace.
President and CEO Carl LePan calls the Innovation Center a knowledge neighborhood, a hub for high-tech activities. When we visited, high school students were even learning to create their own video games. After starting with one two-person company more than a decade ago, the center now houses 39 companies, boasting 160 employees. LaPan hopes to have 1,000 working on the campus by 2020.
When you look nationally, for every job created in a research park and a technology park, there are 2.6 jobs created in the community. These jobs are higher quality, higher paying.
Over the years, LaPan says the center's clients have launched 229 new products and created more than 450 local jobs. The Innovation Center and Park could prove to be the essential component of regional rebirth, nurturing companies that support and supply key industries in our area and beyond. But for that to happen, state government will probably have to kick in more funding. The park has 55 acres, but only 11 are ready for development. Now, here are some other keys local leaders mentioned. Expanding broadband access to the whole area, adding more flights at Fort Wayne International Airport, and upping the number of working-age adults with college degrees or certificates. One business leader told me he'd like to move that number from about 25% now to 65% in the next decade and a half. And by the way, when it comes to getting doctoral programs, there is some progress to report, though these aren't the high-tech R&D type degrees Andy Udris wants. In 2009, Indiana Tech did add a PhD in global leadership. In 2012, Manchester College will start a doctoral program in pharmacy here in Fort Wayne. Parkview Health is in talks with Trine University about bringing a doctoral physical therapy program to Parkview's North Campus. And Chancellor Wartell thinks there is a good chance IPFW will begin its first doctorate programs, one in education and possibly a second in nursing practice over the next decade. When we come back, an independent analyst's thoughts on how Northeast Indiana is doing so far in its efforts to turn things around. Plus, I'll be joined by a couple local experts in business and strategic planning as we ask the tough questions a topic like this brings up.